guys, it's me again from Heart of Texas Armory, and today I want to do a video discussing some of the upcoming releases that Phoibos will be bringing to us here in 2018. Now, Phoibos is a brand that I first became aware of early in 2017 when I found one of their watches on Amazon, and that watch was the 300 meter quartz dive watch, and you should definitely watch the video review of that on my channel. And that watch is just an incredible value at $99. And at the time, there really wasn't much info on this brand, but I kind of took a risk and purchased that watch, and it's been a home run for me. I absolutely love it. What a great tool watch, snorkeling, a dive watch, incredible value. But in 2017, Phoibos has really expanded their line. So they've come out with a number of Rolex Submariner homages, and those are very well thought of. And then they have their 1,000 meter quartz dive watch, and then the watch you see here on the screen, the Ocean Master. They brought that to us here at late 2017, and wow, that watch is amazing. I've got a review of that watch on my channel. You should definitely check that one out. But wow, what a great watch for the money. But here in early 2018, let me switch over to the next tab here. Phoibos finally released their first new design. So this is the Wavemaster here, and they're literally just released this here in early 2018. And there's a number of YouTube channels that have gotten their hands on these already, and there's a couple of reviews that I recommend you go watch. So there's a channel called Just One More Watch, and he's done a review on it, and also, of course, Aaron Dunlap has got one, and he did a review on that as well. I suggest you go watch those reviews and subscribe to those channels if you already haven't. Those are great channels. I really like both of them. But anyway, this watch was their first new design that Phoibos came out with, and it's well thought of so far. I'd like to get my hands on one. I haven't yet. I'm hoping that maybe Aaron might send his to me once he gets over the honeymoon, you know. Maybe he'll decide to do a watch tour with that one, and maybe he'll send it over to me. I'd love to review this watch. But what I want to talk about today is the two new watches that will be coming out here over the next, say, 4 or 5 months. So you've got the Reef Master, and you've also got the Eagle Ray. So let me go ahead and switch over to those. So first up, let's talk about the Reef Master. So here's a picture of the design, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different variants of the Reef Master we'll look at. But this is the one that I think is kind of like the standard, and that is the PY016C. So you've got a size of 42 millimeter case diameter with a thickness of 14 millimeters. You've got a lug-to-lug of 48, so it's a good size. I think it's going to be a really interesting watch. I probably would have preferred it to be a little smaller than the 42, but it's not bad, and I'm definitely interested in this watch. But what's really cool about this particular model here is that it has a sandwich dial. So if you're not familiar with what a sandwich dial is, it's basically you have two dials. So you have the black one, which is the upper dial, and then underneath that you have a white loomed dial, and then in the first dial, the black one, they make cutouts. So these, like the embassies here, the 12, the 6, the 9, all these are cutouts that lets you see through the first dial down to the second dial, and that's why they call it a sandwich dial. And that's pretty cool. A lot of people really like those. Panerai has brought that type of dial back into the popular culture here. They do it probably better than anyone out there, of course, but I'm really interested to see how this turns out in real life. I think it's going to be a really, really cool watch. So let's quickly go over some of the specs. So we've already talked about here, and the release date on this one is expected to be the 20th of March, 2018. So just in about 2.5 months here. So you've got the sandwich dial, which is really cool. You've got a Seiko NH35A, which is a great movement for the money. Of course, the case is 316 stainless steel, 42 millimeter case diameter, not counting the crown, and 48 lug to lug from that point there to this point. It's going to come with 2 straps, which is cool. So you get this kind of leather strap with the stitching, contrasting stitching, and then it also is going to come with a rubber strap here. You'll see that they include that free with this particular watch, which is a nice bonus. And then this is cool too. It's going to come with a double dome sapphire crystal. So I love double dome sapphire crystals. I love the kind of distortion that, when you look at it on an angle, it just looks really cool. So I'm really excited to see that, how Phoibos is able to release their first double domed sapphire crystal. And again, it is a sapphire crystal, which is a huge advantage over mineral crystal. Your water resistance rating is 300 meters, so that's typical for your Phoibos line here. They all seem to all their watches are 300 meters or more, which is excellent at this point. Let's see, your bezel, of course, is going to be 120 click unidirectional, and it's ceramic. So, man, this is a great set of specs for this watch. And look at the price, $229. And these are available for pre-order. You can actually order one right now. If you go back to this first picture here, you'll see pre-order. So you can actually order one right now. And the warranty, here, before I go to that, we got, of course, screw down crown. Your lume is Luminova BGW9 on the hands, embassies, and bezels. So that's excellent lume, one of the best on the market. So this thing should be, I don't see really any negatives with this watch, except maybe that 42 millimeter case diameter being just slightly large. But again, this is a dive watch, so I think it's going to fit most people's wrists, as long as you're, say, 6.25 inch or larger. And they have a 2-year warranty, which is standard with all the automatic Phoibos watches. So let's quickly scroll through the case back here. You'll see it's the King Octopus logo, which we all know and love. And they also have that on the dial, which looks really good. Excellent looking watch, simple. You've got a black dial here. The hands look really cool. Blue highlights on those, blue text, blue little markings here, black ceramic dial. Just a really nice looking watch. So I'm really excited about this one, this Reef Master. I think it's going to be a winner for them. And let me switch through the different variants of this particular watch. So we'll switch to the next one, which is the blue model. That looks really cool too. So you got the blue ceramic and the blue dial. Just beautiful. Next up, we've got the PVD blacked out, the Stealth with red. I think that looks really cool too. So you got the red seconds hand, red little markings here on the chapter ring, red highlighted stitching on your leather strap. And we'll keep cycling through here. And here's another black PVD version with the blue. So basically, just like this one here, but with the blue. And it looks like you have blue throughout, even on all these markings, which looks really cool. And then the stitching here, you'll notice, is black. So it's kind of like a stealth version. And then we'll switch to the last model here, which is the blue one. And that one has the blue highlights there. We'll switch back quickly to the prior one so you can see the differences. So there's the one they're calling the black version, and then here is the blue, so you can see the differences between the two of those. And I'll also switch real quickly to some images which have some production models, so you can see what it looks like in real life at this point. So these are actual production samples. I don't know if the final version is going to change at all, but these were posted on Phoibos's Instagram page, so you should definitely subscribe to that Instagram page. They really have some cool pictures. So we'll cycle through these quickly so you can see these, actual production models here, or production samples, I should say. So here's a look at the rubber strap, so you can see what that looks like. Looks really cool. And here's a sample with the blue stitching. Man, that looks good. Again, we'll continue cycling through. Here's another one here with the, looks like orange. I don't know if that's going to be an actual production run or not. Maybe that's red. Maybe it's just the color change here, from the picture. But we'll cycle to the next one. Here's another one. Looks like there is an orange model because that has orange stitching. Looks really good. And the blue one there. And we'll keep cycling through. And then here's a group shot kind of with all of them together here so you can see. So that watch has got me really excited. But let me switch back to their webpage here. So again, that's the Reef Master. So be on the lookout for that in March of 2018. So just a couple months, guys. So get ready. Get your pre-orders in if you're interested. I think it's going to be a home run. Now, let's talk about the watch that I'm personally am very excited for, and it's this one, which is the Eagle Ray. This is the one that I will be getting. I'll probably get a Reef Master as well, But this Eagle Ray is the one that I really want. So again, here, let's go over some of the specs of this one. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Let's look here. So your reference number for the Eagle Ray is the PY017. And we'll go over the specs and then talk about this beautiful watch. So again, your dial, you've got this gradient, blue to black gradient, and there's different variants. We'll cycle through these and look at them in a little more detail here in a minute. So you've got the Miyota 9015 movement, which I think is actually an upgrade over the the Seiko movement, the NH35. They're both excellent, but I think the 9015 is just a little better, and it's really cool that you get that in this watch. And again, the price point here is at $359, so still an excellent value at that price. Because when you see these specs, you're gonna be blown away. Again, you've got the case. Here is 316 stainless steel, of course. It comes with a genuine leather strap, 20 millimeter lug width here. Double dome sapphire crystal, again with anti-reflective coating, so that's really cool. And we'll see that here. You can see how that dome kind of domes out there. It looks very, very cool and retro. Okay, so water resistance on this one as well is 300 meters, which is awesome. So you can take this, swimming, snorkeling, probably scuba diving, no problems at all. Now, here's what's got me excited. The case size, 41 millimeters by 47 by 13.2. So this watch is just perfect for me size-wise. Again, your lug-to-lug is only 47, so fairly compact. And your case size is 41, so a whole millimeter shorter smaller than the 42 millimeter Reef Master, and that's why I really like this. And it's also thinner at being 13.2 millimeters on the thickness, so that is awesome. Really excited about this watch. I really want it. Your bezel here is 120 click unidirectional, of course, and it also has a ceramic insert in this one, which is just a home run. Wow, you get all these features for well under $500. Impressive. Of course, your case back and your crown are screw down. Here's your lume. You've got Luminova BGW9 on the hands, indices, and bezels on version A and B, and then Super Loma Natural on C, and we'll show that in a minute. And your warranty is 2 years. And this watch is scheduled to be released in July 2018. So that's what I'm waiting for, guys. July 2018. I can't wait. So let's look at the different variants. So here's A, here's B, and here is C. And let's look at them in a little more detail. So A, you've got a blue to black gradient from top to bottom. Looks really cool. Again, you've got that BGW9 lume throughout. I love that hands. Looks really cool. Of course, you got the King Octopus logo there. Just really cool. And look at this wave pattern on the bezel. That's going to give you some excellent grip. I think it looks cool, and it's going to be functional as well. And we'll show you the crown in more detail in a second, but man, that crown looks really cool too. Looks very high end. So we'll switch over to the B model, and this is the one that I've got my eye on. So this is like a gradient that goes from the center to the outside to black, so blue to black. I think that looks really, really cool and retro. So basically the same thing as A, but just the gradient on the dial has been changed. And then here, C is the vintage one, and this one's also one I'm considering. So this is going to be the black dial, black ceramic bezel insert, and vintage lume, which looks really cool. Isn't that a nice looking watch, guys? I really like it. So let's go to the next picture. Here is just a picture of the dial here. We already looked at that, talked about that. And here's the one I want to show you, the crown. Look at that cool little texture and design on the crown there. I like that a lot. Looks really cool. And here's a look at the, of course, the side profile. So you can see the lugs sweep down a whole lot. So this thing is going to wear very flat on the wrist. Very excited. You can see the dimension there again, 13.2 millimeters, so very thin. And that includes the domed out crystal. So if you don't include the crystal, I mean, this is a very thin watch, being an automatic. And a dive watch that's 300 meter, with water resistance rating at 300 meters. It's impressive. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't bore you guys. If y'all are interested in Phoibos watches, you probably enjoyed this. If not, maybe you weren't aware of Phoibos watches. hopefully this will help you guys. I mean, I think they're an up-and-coming brand here. They've really got some excellent designs here. These are all new and unique designs. They've got some excellent homage style watches. Their line is really starting to come together. I think I'd like to see them make a field watch or dress watch next. I think that would be the next step for them. But you should definitely check them out. And again, you can view all these for yourself at phoiboswatch.com. But anyways, guys, this is Neil at Heart of Texas Army. I hope y'all have a good one. I'll catch y'all next.